Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program Episode 2. Okay, so, as you may have noticed, the last time I was playing the game, it kind of stopped recording for a little bit. Luckily, I dual record the audio, my webcam video, as well as my regular microphone. Records the video, and so I was able to just go and refly the flight and record that. That's what the dramatic recreation you saw was. That's why it didn't really match up exactly. But, at any rate, we've got some fun stuff to do this time. Also, quick note, I did change one of the settings in the save file, so it now is permadeath for everyone, I think, is how it works. I think even the orange suits will not regen now. So, no matter what, if they die, they die. If you want to check out the save file, make any suggestions for ships, for example, what you should do, learn how to use Git, go to GitHub, and grab the save game from there. I have it up on there, so anyone who wants to can make some changes to the ships and make a pull request, and I can take a look at those, and if I like the changes, I'll bring them into this save game, and I'll tell people on the stream about them. Or sorry, not the stream. I'm not streaming right now, I'm recording. On the YouTubes about them, and put your stuff down in the doobly-doo and all that jazz. Just make sure you put some stuff for me to put into there in the comment in the pull request. I'll have a link to the GitHub down in the doobly-doo. As far as announcement goes, I think that's all the announcements I need to make. So, let's go ahead and get started. Load the derp core! So, this time, our ship is going to be basically a blast ship. And we're going to see what we can do with that. So, it's going to be really simple, straightforward blast ship. We're going to go and get this sucker right here, I think, and blast off to outer space. That was perfect timing with the music. Let's see if we can do this. Also, I want to start naming the ships after the subscribers. So if you're a subscriber and you want a ship named after you, go ahead and comment down in the doobly-doo of what names I can use in creating the ship name, whether I can use your regular real name or your Twitch name, your Twitter name, your whatever. Go ahead and let me know, and I'll mix them up and throw them in there. Okay, so let's get this sucker started. We're going to start with just a simple command probe, and we're going to just strap a Kerbal to the front of this thing. It's going to be kind of scary. And then we're just going to put these right underneath. Bam! But not quite yet. So, let's see here. We're going to go and put a stack decoupler in there. And we need some fuel. So we need fuel tanks. Boom. Boom. Because ideally, what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to go into orbit with this sucker. I don't know if that'll work or not, so we'll see. Thrust in vacuum. Okay, so this one's significantly less good in Atmo, but looks like it's better in space. Not sure exactly what the difference is between these two. Oh, this one's got gimbaling. That gimbaling could be very useful. We're gonna go with that gimbaling. Okay. Let's see. And we'll need a heat shield. So we're probably going to throw that heat shield underneath there. And so do we have any science we want to put in there? Yeah, we'll put one of those Science Juniors in there. We'll put a service bay, the Science Junior underneath. And we need a chute on top. And we're going to put a couple couple radial mounted chutes on the side there. I'm gonna switch to the double, and it's a shame we're gonna be covering up our logo, but if we don't, nobody can get out. Okay, so don't need the heating panels because we're not planning on overheating. We're gonna throw that there, not that, this, and so that we can land properly. We're gonna go ahead and throw those suckers on there like that, and we're gonna start with them retracted. There we go. And open up. We're gonna put some science in there. We will put these suckers in here. Like that. Yeah. That looks good. Yes. Okay, cool. So that'll allow us to do 4 different of those experiments while we're up in space. So if we are going and we actually make it way out there and we can go and like do a flyby of the moon or Midmas, bam, space. Space science. Okay. No, we don't need fins. We should be fine on all the rest of this. Okay, so now all we need to do is add the staging device. We're going to grab another one of those. That's Alt-click, by the way, to grab another one. So that will allow us pop this sucker on the bottom. There we go. So now one thing is this has a certain amount of thrust, and we've got a certain amount of weight, right? So our mass is 13.5 tons. So 13.5, and the thrust we're going to be getting from this sucker is in Atmo, we're going to be getting 200. So I think, if I remember this correctly, it goes that way. No. I'm going to hope it doesn't go that way, and it goes that way. Yeah. Maybe? We'll see. If that is the case, then we're going to be blasting way too hard. So if we want to get that down to 2, we want a 1/9 of it. So okay, so that, so we want 2, because we want about 2 thrust to weight ratio. So I'm going to divide 2 by the 1851, then we get 10.8, or well, 0.108. So we're going to go right there. So we're going to be thrusting at a 10.5% of the regular thrust ratio, which should hopefully be plenty. So we are going to call this the KSS Holy Night. If I can spell it right. Holy Night. Named after Holy Night, the most donator-ist donator. Okay. If any of you are from back in the days when I was streaming for like 8 hours straight. Holy Knight was one of the highest donators. Actually got in a donation war with someone else. At any rate, so I believe we are ready to probably, maybe, sort of, kind of blow up. But hopefully we won't. So yes, save that, and we are possibly not going to have enough thrust. If we don't have enough thrust, then I am going to revert it, just because I don't have any of the fancy stuff to tell me, oh hey, you don't have enough, you know, you don't have the right ratios. But pretty much that is the only situation that I'm going to revert anything in this. So let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we definitely don't have enough. Okay, so specific impulse. I did my calculations completely wrong. So we are going to revert to assembly, and we are going to boost this back up all the way, see how hard we launch. Kind of right now what I'm doing is I'm treating this as the simulator, you know, so to speak. Is we're using a computer simulation in Kerbal Space Program. So that is launching way too quickly. I want like kind of half of that. So let's try 50%. Also, I don't want it to launch too hard, not so much because I'm worried about, you know, tipping or flipping and all that. It's more, I want this stage to last a long time. So, okay, that's not enough. So let's try 75%, maybe. Let's see. Okay. Now, it's time to blast off again. There we go. That looks like it. I think I'm going to keep this one. Now, we very well may not get very far at all, so we'll see. I'm gonna start tipping a little bit, just a little bit, not too much, because ideally we want to do a gravity turn. This may be way too heavy, though. So I might need to put another one below this. We'll see. And we're going to stage as soon as that cuts out. As long as we're still going up, I don't really need too much delta V. So I'm going to kind of try to keep our throttle down so that we can, you know, ideally get to outer space properly. And I'm going to try to flip some to the side so we can do a gravity turn. Ideally, we'll get out of Atmo before we do that. But we'll see. We are, I believe, officially in orbit. Do we have a mission for something? Huh. Anyways, so let's see. Do we have a? I kind of want to be burning pretty much directly to the side at this point. And that's, I think, all the fuel. So, we'll just go ahead and jettison that stage. And I don't believe we made it into high high trajectory, but we did not make it into orbit, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and do some science while we're up here. We're going to observe the mystery goo. And this is while in space near Kerbal. Okay. We're going to observe that. In space near Kerbal. Yeah. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. And I believe we cannot do an EVA yet. Yeah, we need to upgrade that. But we can do a crew report. Crew report for 5 science. I mean, hey, it's something, right? Let's see here. So that one we already did. I can take that goo and put it over there. And this is where this new interface is going to really shine for the goo chemistry. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so one little bug is you can open up multiple windows, but you can't open multiple windows for the same part type. So that's unfortunate. At any rate, when we're at our highest point, I want to see what the goo canister says to see if we can take another reading from there. While in space near... yeah, that's probably not gonna do us any good, but I'll grab it anyways. We're gonna close this sucker up and prepare for re-entry. So... I think this is how we should be entering, I want to say. I mean, this feels more right, but I don't know. I think we're supposed to go retrograde. Although that's moving, so it is probably going to be something like this. Okay. And escape the atmosphere. Sweet! We made some science and some money and reputation. Orbit Kerbal is our next goal. I forgot we had missions already. Okay, so I'm probably gonna speed this up until we get a bit closer. Okay. We're gonna be coming in pretty violently. I'm kind of scared. I'm hoping that we don't come in so violently that we can't deploy the parachutes before we hit the water, because that would be a sucky end to Jebediah Kerman. That would be very unfortunate. Goodbye, Jebediah. We'd have to make like a Jebediah memorial or something like that. Oh gosh, we're coming in like a speeding comet. Oh, we're so gonna die. And we're about to be spinning out. Oh. Uh-oh. Oops. Well, let's do some science while we're about to die. And we just lost Kerman. Oops. Okay, so we need to be more careful about our re-entries. So yeah. Oops. Sorry, Jebediah. I didn't mean to kill ya. I didn't mean to kill ya. No. Okay, so let's try that again. I'm thinking we might be able to extend our usage of this by stacking another one of these underneath. And if we don't limit that one, it might just get us to outer space. Okay, so this is going to be the Holynet Mach 2. Mark 2. Okay. And we'll put a little bit more fuel in here. Let's see if this even lifts off. I don't know if it'll even... Oh, it's too heavy. Bugger. Do we have enough money to upgrade? We probably don't, because we haven't really done any missions or anything. Oh, we do! Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Because we're gonna need that heavier platform. Okay, so now we can do 140 tons, so we're not so worried about weight anymore. Okay, let's go ahead and put those back in. And we should see how to calculate delta V. Because I don't remember how to do it. How to calculate delta V. Okay. So that would be thrust to weight ratio, which is the thrust of the engines by the total mass multiplied by the local gravity, gravitational acceleration, usually surface gravity. Okay, what is the surface gravity of Kerbal? So the delta V of Kerbal. Okay, so this is the Kerbal Space Program wiki. Let's see, Kerbal. So we need to find the gravitational force. Surface gravity is 981. Okay, so if I'm looking at this right, what we do is take the total mass of our ship there. So that's 2315, and then we multiply that by 9.81, and that gets us 230.535. And so we put that above the thrust. So, or sorry, we put the thrust above that. And so one of these has a thrust of okay, so thrust is 250 kilonewtons. So 250 divided by that. Okay, so our thrust to weight ratio is just barely with that engine on the bottom, because we've got a thrust to weight ratio of 1.18. So that means we can just barely lift ourselves up, because a 1 is you're not falling and you're not rising. However, that ratio will get better the less fuel we have. So we can try this and see what happens. Now, we need Valentina because we need a pilot. We just have to make sure that we get that angular sideways momentum. Basically, what we're gonna have to do is when we get that engine, we just burn sideways. Once we hit just having the engine, we just burn sideways straight. Okay. Of course, that's assuming the thing doesn't fall down on the platform, which it has not. We're gonna enable that SAS, and we're gonna mess with our staging a little bit here because we've got some weird stages here. Okay, so what we're going to do is, let's go. Okay, 3, 2, 1, blast off. Just barely. Look at how slow we're going. Oh, wow. I wonder if this is barely even going to get us in the air before the rocket is done. We might not get very high. But it is getting us up some before we're having to deal with it. So, that's good. We may ultimately, though, end up having to ditch that and go with the next rocket pretty quickly. Now, are we still rising? We are, and it doesn't look like we're slowing down too much, so that's good. And I'm gonna tip us a little bit. No, we're not gonna go into a flip. We're not gonna go into a flip. Okay, there we go. Let's see if we can achieve an orbit this time. Oh, did that just... Oh, I hope that didn't just blow up our platform. That would suck. That would be so expensive. Oh gosh, that's gonna be... Oh, that's gonna be so expensive. What have we done? Okay. And so we're only gonna spend half of our fuel going up. We're gonna make sure that we have that sideways momentum this time, so we can come in soft. Okay, so we can see our oxidizer there. We can see our apoapsis. I forget how high is... Okay, so I've cut all of our momentum. We're going to go completely sideways. And we're going to burn just directly sideways. And that should flatten this out a bunch. I need to burn way harder. Otherwise, we're coming in vicious again. Okay, come on, keep going. You know, this is not all that bad. We might be able to do something with this. Hold on. Can we? No, I don't think so. Yeah, no, we're gonna run out of fuel. Okay, we'll just land over there somewhere in the water. Okay. That shouldn't be too bad. That should be fine. So, let's switch back out of map mode. And we can take a look out. Valentina is looking at the stars. Hopefully we don't kill her too. Okay, so now let's switch out of map mode. We'll switch out of our cockpit. We're gonna get some. Well, first let's jettison that sucker. We don't need that anymore. Open this up. We're gonna do science up here. We're close to our apoapsis, right? Hold on a second. Reset. How high is our apoapsis? And we're pretty close. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it here. I don't think we're gonna get into another space biome, so there we go. And a crew report. There we go. Now we're gonna spin this sucker around like this. So we're gonna be coming in probably something like that. And then we're gonna pin this over here. And pin that over there as well. So this way we can just bam close that sucker. So we can do a little bit of science when we're coming in pretty hard. So like while we're in the top level of the atmosphere there, you know what I mean? Near Kerbal. So let's go and accelerate a little bit. Okay, so that means we're gonna start burning soon, I think. Upper atmosphere. Okay, yes. So we want that. And I think once we hit that light blue up at the top there, I know it's kind of dark. I'll try to get some lights on this soon. But yeah, once we get that that darker blue area, I think is when we'll start seeing our actual heating come into play. And unless we're coming in at enough of an angle. No, we're not. We need to close that. Okay. We're coming in hot. That looks so cool. But yeah, this bottom piece is specifically designed to take the heat, so it should be okay, although our feet are not doing so good. I think we're gonna lose our feet there. Yep. There goes the feet. But we are fine. We are okay. That's the important part, is that Valentina is okay so far. I'm getting a little bit worried about her crashing into the Earth here. I mean, into Kerbal. We can't drop the chutes yet. It's not safe to. But let's see how high we are. We're pretty far up there still. This is our radar altitude, so we're okay. We're okay, and we're slowing down. Okay, and we can drop the chutes. So we're fine. We're gonna be fine, I think. Okay. So let's try to get some science going here. So we're gonna open this up. We're gonna pin that, put it over there, and we're gonna observe. Gonna pop the chutes. Turn off SAS while flying over. I wonder if we can close this and still have... Nice, we can still have access to that. That's cool. Okay. So, what we can do is we can land in the water, and then we'll be good. And I think this is going to be this episode. Once the flight is done, let's go ahead, and I'm going to do a physics warp forward until we get real close to the water, and we can see the water approaching there. So we're like 300 away from the water. And interesting to note, this thing doesn't always match that up there. I mean, right now it's going to, because this is water level, but if you're over land, for example, that will actually tell you exactly how far you are above the surface. So that's super useful. And you can enter the interview by hitting C. So let's go ahead and down to the water, and we're gonna splash land in a moment. But first, let's get that other one prepared. We're gonna close this up, and we're gonna splash down any moment, and that'll be the end of our flight. So, thank you for joining us, and hope you all had fun with this. Goo escapes into the water. Interesting. Okay, and let's see if we can do a crew report. No, we do not want to overwrite the current crew report. Okay, so next time, hopefully, we will get into outer space and do an orbit of Kerbal. Unfortunately, we didn't this episode, and sadly, we lost Jebediah Kerman. He will be remembered. We'll probably plant a flag or something on the moon when we get there. Jebediah Memorial Crater, or something like that. Name a crater after him. So, let's see. Nice, okay, so we got crew report, materials study. We got some stuff from that. Goo, another goo, and near space. We've got 10 science. Okay. Cool. So we got a whopping 50 science from that, so that's awesome. We recovered a lot of parts, and Valentina got some EXP. So I think that might mean that. Oh wait, no, she's not ready to level up yet. I don't think so. Valentina, yeah, not quite. Lost Jebediah Kerman. Oh well. Let's see if we can hire someone else. So that's an engineer. We need a pilot. We need a courageous pilot. Might have to study or settle for a slightly stupid pilot. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we can have 5. Let's go with this one as well. Okay, so now we'll pop out of here. We're gonna hop over to research and take a look at this. So we're probably gonna want some of these. Actually, the episode should be over already. Okay, hope you guys had fun. Thank you for joining me again, those of you who have. If you have any comments or anything like that, remember, put them down in the doobly-doo. And if you want spaceships to be named after you, put your stuff down in the doobly-doo. And then I will go ahead and name a spaceship at some point after you, likely. Also, I may use the same list for other games when I get the option to name things. So, yeah, that's cool and all. Additionally, if you want one of the astronauts named after you, go ahead and let me know, and I will try not to kill you. Because I believe these, I can go ahead and edit their names in the save file. So, if you want one of these two to be named after you, then go ahead and put the name that you want it to be in the doobly-doo down below, and then I will see about changing that. First come, first serve, so whoever puts their stuff down there first will win as far as that goes. Probably later I'll do maybe random, I don't know. We'll see how many people. Still comment down in the doobly-doo if you would like to have ones named after you. I'll probably name future ones as well, and do something there. It should be fun. We'll have fun. See you next time. Click over there, probably, for something. Click over there for the next episode when it shows up. I mean, it'll probably say next episode not available for a little bit. But, yes. Click. It should be fun.